Hey everybody, it's me back with a new video. That was just some range footage that I shot, I think about a week ago, and I figured I'd follow up with just to do some range talk. First thing I want to talk about was, I was shooting my 1911, and I decided to change up my stance. I think since 2011, I've been shooting in the Weaver stance, which is where you have your dominant hand and your supporting hand, and the dominant arm is slightly bent, and your body is turned more towards your supporting arm. You wrap your supporting hand around your dominant hand, and you have your supporting arm is arched slightly. It's kind of bent down, while the dominant arm is a little bit is a little bit more straight, but not fully extended out. And that's what I've been shooting my 1911 since, like I said, since 2011. But I decided to switch it up, go for isosceles, where you aim directly down the middle of your body without changing how you face the target, and you have the gun pointed, have the gun right in the middle of your body. And uh, I gotta say, I was pretty effective shooting 1911 A1 in the isosceles stance. I figured it would pay off learning how to shoot from different positions, and you can see from the video my groups are pretty close together. Um, maybe not as close together as it would have been if I was continued in my Weaver stance, but that's because I've been using the Weaver stance for so many years. I decided just to break away from that and try isosceles for a try. And I gotta say, I was pretty comfortable shooting that way. I might dilly dally in the isosceles stance a little bit more often. Later in the film, you saw I was shooting a riot gun. It would be this one. This is a friend's shotgun. I talked him into getting this. Because funny thing was, the guy I was at a gun show, and the time that I bought the Winchester lever action rifle, my 1894, the one I traded in, I came across a guy who was selling this, and I said, well, I wanted to buy this, but I was looking for a rifle at the time, so I talked my buddy into buying this, and I let him know that it's a well-made gun. This is a Stevens Model 620. This I believe this may have been a hunting gun, and it may have been cut down to be a riot gun at some point. It doesn't have the factory bead sight. What it does have is this like a hooded front sight, but it has a piece of nylon. It's like pink, and it's like kind of a pinkish color, and I think it captures the light. It works as a pretty good front sight. Yeah, but this is effectively a riot gun. This holds 5 in the magazine, 2 1 in the chamber. It's all steel. It says on the barrel, proof tested, 12 gauge, 2 3/4 inch chamber. So you can't shoot 3-inch magnums out of this shotgun, but that's not bad. That's not too bad of a thing, because if you want to go the magnum route, there are 2 3/4 inch magnums that Winchester makes. I believe Federal makes them as well. And let's see. And in that footage, I was shooting Suprema. Their shotgun. There's a double aught buck. They're made in Spain. They're pretty stout. I will say they're not the best. They're not the best rounds that best shotgun shells I've ever fired. As you notice, I did have a jam, and I've had jams like that before using that ammo in my Western Field, and I believe once in my Mossberg 500. So it may be the brass, maybe some of the brass of that particular shotgun shell that I've had some issues I've had some extraction issues, but overall it's a pretty stout cartridge. Pattern's not as tight as it would be if you're shooting something with more higher end. I think I got a box of 25 for $11.99, which if you were getting like Winchester military buckshot, 25 rounds of that would be around, if I remember correctly, close to $25, $26. It's been a while since I bought those, but I would say it's not a bad shotgun to fire. This was made by John Browning. He also designed the Stevens 520, which had more of the humpback design. This is the 620 is more streamlined with the pistol grip. It has a cross bolt safety at the back of the trigger guard, and the slide release is also around the same in the same area as the safety. So it's kind of like a Mossberg in that sense. So that you could be a left-hand shooter and I guess be able to manipulate the slide release with your left hand as well as be able to do it with your right hand. Let's see. One of the things I will say about this gun, it's a little bit, it's not the fastest to reload. One thing, if you look at this is the carrier, but it also works as the cartridge interrupter. So if I take a shell and load it into the gun, so there's no bar on the inside of the receiver to act as a cartridge stop or the cartridge interrupter. It's exclusively the carrier. So if I can push it, if I push it a little bit further, I mean there's a cartridge stop, but really it's relying on this. But so really when you're trying to feed shells in, you run into the issue of pushing down and having to push down and push in the first shell you put into the magazine tube. Otherwise, the whole thing can just dump out. But it's not that bad. I'll roll over a shell just to show you what I'm talking about. So if you look, it almost comes right out, but you got to push all the way in, and there you go. But it does make for unloading the magazine tube a little bit easier than other guns. So I'm gonna show you right here. Kind of careful. You can keep all shells from flying out. There you go. Put it back in the shell holder. Also, with this being a Browning design, it does come apart. So the 520 and the 620 are takedown models. The takedown is a little bit different from the Winchester 1897 and the Winchester Model 12. And I'll show you in a second how it works. What you do is you push in your slide release. Also, it does have the same inertia lock as the Model 12 and the Model 97. That the slide has to move a little bit forward before you can actually pump the gun. And it has like these machine grooves in the magazine tube. You just turn counterclockwise, and then you move the slide away forward. You push. Well, let's see. A little bit trickier. Alright, so you move the slide halfway, you push down the receiver, you push down the first half a little bit, just before you can see that it's not in line, and then the whole slide comes forward, and the whole gun comes in half. And it has like these, I think it's a pretty solid design. It has these machine grooves cut into the barrel extension, as well as inside the receiver. This hole right here is where the action lock, the locking block comes up, instead of it actually coming up to the extension of the barrel as you would see on a Remington 870 or a Mossberg 500. This bolt locks right into the receiver. To put it back together, you just have your slide all the way, and it only has one action bar, which that's all it really needs. The action bar is pretty stout. Push your halves together, push all the way in. What's cool is I've seen on this forum, the guys talking about like truck guns or like briefcase guns, and this gun came up because of this design. After you screw it in all the way clockwise, you push the slide forward and do a function test. Let's see, safety's off. Safety on. And so your trigger doesn't go. Press slide release. There you go. It's a pretty solid gun. I had a fun time shooting this. Like I said, it was just an issue with the ammo. That just gave me a little bit more of a headache. But please tell me what you think. What do you think of the isosceles stance for? Because I know it's normally used for revolvers. What do you think of using isosceles for autoloading handguns? And any of you guys out there who own, a model Stevens Model 620 or the 520, tell me what you think of the shotgun. If you want to make a video response, or please leave a comment in the comment section. We greatly appreciate it. If you want to support the channel, go to my homepage, look for the Give Up That Cheese button, and send you directly to my PayPal account where you can make a donation to the channel. Any gripes, complaints, please feel free to send me a PM. I'll see what I can do to address it. But that's just a little range review and on a little discussion on the Stevens Model 620. I'm Edward Jones, and you guys take care.